Hello, everyone, and welcome to a Facebook Live that wasn't planned, unplanned.
A spontaneous live.
Thank you so much.
Conversation.
Yeah, a spontaneous Facebook Live. I have been home for a while now, for like a week or 2 weeks. It's longer than I've usually been home, and really enjoying my apartment and taking a look at what's next with my business. And one of my favorite things in the world is to facilitate book clubs. It's just like, wow. And this is one of my favorite books in the world.
It is an amazing book.
It really is. It's called Prosperity Consciousness. And before the live, I looked up the Latin meaning of prosperity, and it means to do well. And so one of the things that I have noticed is most of the people that I have met through their stories or their experiences, they haven't been invited to do well in regard to having money and having peace and ease with money. That's an understatement. I can hear people say, that's an understatement, Rachael.
Not many people are saying, that's not for me.
Yeah. So just a little bit of background with myself, how come you should listen to Rachael O'Brien in regard to the prosperity consciousness movement and the story of my own movement from scarcity to prosperity consciousness. I had a lot of financial abuse, and abuse is the invalidation of being. And so I grew up with a lot of turmoil, havoc, upset, drama in regard to money, and a lot of anxiety and stress that causes a lot of physical problems, tummy problems. And so then I'm going to read this line, because we've read this book many times together. Myself and Edith have worked together now probably 3.5 years. And this line from the book, again, it's people, I know people will be watching this in the future and saying, who wrote the book? Can you give it again? So it's Prosperity Consciousness, leading yourself to money with consciousness, with conscious awareness, and it's Stephen Chutisa Bowman. And so the book starts with, this book is a gift. So now it's a gift. No one talks to us about being gifted to. It's a gift to everyone who is dedicated to creating a life greater than what they have now and to making a difference in the world. And then it ships down, this is my favorite part of it, it says, this book will agitate your points of view. In other words, they will disturb your status quo. And what I love about this is consciousness and prosperity consciousness is not for the elite. It's not for only the rich. It actually is for everyone who would love to choose it. And it's available for everyone. And so for me, I was very much in the scarcity paradigm. And the scarcity paradigm. The scarcity paradigm is about where you have been brainwashed and you have only experienced lack and not enough through money. And so what you've been trained to do is, I don't have enough, which means I haven't the energy, I'm not capable of being the energy which brings money forward. That's the lie we've all been told in a society that massively supports equal rather than people actually being great at their abilities and capacities. And so one of the things with this book, Steve and Chutisa, they invite you to, first of all, scarcity mindset is where you have the point of view that you haven't got enough or you can't have something. It's a very unconscious brainwashing, and most of us have experienced this. And prosperity consciousness is not at all about possessions, like it can include that, but it's not about possessions and money. It's about a joyful, expansive, it's a joy of being, and it's a sense of abundance in all things, especially with yourself. Yeah. And even if you're watching this in Access, we say Access Consciousness, the tools that I facilitate with, it says, what's true is light and what's a lie is heavy. And so when I read the piece of prosperity consciousness is about a joyful expression of life. It's about a sense of expansiveness. It's about a joy of being. It's about a sense of abundance in all things. And for me, because I grew up in so much lack, I didn't have that. And neither did you. We've talked about this many times. I didn't have this confidence in myself and this sense of abundance of me as a being.
Yeah. I've learned to look outside of me for money, and now that I have the tools and I'm capable of creating money from within, that's such a difference. And it's more fun because it's in a fun way. It's what can I
create?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is fun for me, instead of how do we get money? Where does it come from? That's so from the mind, and that difference changed everything.
You said something brilliant, though. You said it's so from the mind, because we're brainwashed into thinking instead of knowing what we can be. And also we're brainwashed. And I've been working on my prosperity consciousness for 11 years now. And we also have been brainwashed that money, the source of money, is outside of ourselves, our job, your husband, our whatever, whoever. And so we have this thing about, like, someone will save us and give us money, but we haven't been really invited to, what do you know about money? What do you love to do? And what would you love to bring into the world? And what is prosperity consciousness for you? And so for me, this book, we start an 8-week book club, and it's starting on, help me out here,
next Wednesday
night. Yeah, I facilitate a lot, folks. It's the love of my life, the consciousness. And because it's gifted me everything, it never leaves me, you know, it's always my friend and always there for me, and supports me. And so for me, that support, and myself and Edith know this well, it's a continuum. There's a beginning in every moment. There's no finish line, you know. And this book club goes for 8 weeks. It starts on Wednesday. Anything else you'd like at 8 p.m. CT, you can join. I know a lot of Mexicans and our friends in the US love when we do 8 o'clock in the evening calls, because they can come online at 1 p.m. lunchtime, or, you know, when they're waking up. So we'd love to invite you. And one of the things that I would love to tell people about today is on page 20 of this book, you'll see I have it marked. It says, if you find out that you do suffer from the scarcity mindset, okay, develop the discipline to notice the times when you refuse to receive. So I will not receive that I have this choice to have this beautiful apartment because I can't afford it. I will not receive that I can go for a walk because I can't afford it. I have to get money, you know. So develop the discipline to notice the times when we refuse to receive abundance. Number 2, build the dedication to persevere until the greater awareness becomes embodied. Consciousness will gift you everything, everything. Like, not only money, beautiful friends that will support you, people that you can work with. And then 3, this for me is this to me is like being kissed all over. Discover within yourself, you, Edith Helviging, a strong determination for a conscious way of being. And so this is where I had to step up and be more than I had been willing to be in the past. And believe it or not, this requires the willingness to be more respectful to yourself. And so from the girl who was dedicated to consciousness myself and owning and acknowledging that within me, I mean, my business, the day before yesterday, I made 42,000 in a day. I mean, if I had went to Hull thinking that, no, that day I actually didn't even work that much. So it's like, what generated that was my willingness to receive it. I could do all the hows in the world, but it didn't come from a how. It came from, actually, I am valuable and I truly can live a prosperous life. I am part of consciousness. I'm not my story. I am not the story of every time my mother didn't have money to buy food, or, you know, she had to go to my grandfather for it. I'm not my story of, you know, when I would ask for something as a kid, no, you can't have that. That's not me. My story is not me. What is beyond the story is in all of you. Anita, you know this. Is, yeah.
Yeah, but what I like about your book clubs is that you're telling your situations you experienced, and that we all said, oh yeah, I have that, or I recognize that.
Mm.
You can relate to that, and you can also see the change you made, so that it's also possible for us to make that change, and to change our lives and to create prosperity consciousness.
And it is possible. You do require one thing, you do require to make you valuable. And actually, your point of view creates your reality. And you do require to be willing to be that loving to yourself. And when people say to me, well, how did you change it? There's this consciousness. I would keep saying, hey, I have a point of view here that I can't have this, or this isn't possible. And the moment I change my point of view, that actually I can have this, boom, boom, boom. And it requires presence, and it does require dedication to consciousness. And it requires giving up the stories that you can't have it. And then, so if you're watching this and there's some things in your life that you would love to have, peace with money, peace with living, joy of being, coming out of stress and anxiety, you can have that, but are you making it that you can't? And then if you don't desire it, like it doesn't matter. If you don't desire it, it's not relevant. You don't ever have to have money. You know, I created beautiful things without ever having money. You know, I'm a wizard. And so for this invitation, it's an invite to having peace with money. And if that's something that you desire, we will be with you for 8 weeks. Yeah. And it's just such, like, we just finished 8 weeks, right, which is 2 weeks ago. And don't we just have, there's nowhere else I'd like to be in the world only with the people who show up. We just have some beautiful times.
Yeah, we have, and we have a WhatsApp group to share and to ask in those 8 weeks. So yeah, it's a complete package.
I'm laughing because also when you see someone else who's been really had these ingrained, like, mean points of views, and they're being mean to themselves, like for me, I can honestly say I was really mean to myself with money, and then we laugh at, like, the programs and the points of views, and we instead of driving yourself crazy about, like, your points of views, we laugh at them. And we choose something different, and we support and we grow. And for me, the most beautiful thing about being a facilitator is to watch people who desire peace with money, peace with their relationships, peace with their bodies, and, you know, peace with their difference. It's to watch those points of views about lack and what you can't have, and how we've been trained and ingrained into knowing that, actually, guess what? What do you know about you? Do you know should be easier? Do you know can be greater? Yeah.
Yeah, you see them change in 8 weeks. That's so,
yeah.
It's so
yeah.
cool.
It's beautiful. And also we have German, correct? The book is translated into German.
Yeah. We have German translation and English.
Yeah. So consider yourself invited. I just love this book. I mean, yeah, this is actually my second one. I had to buy it. I actually have 3. So we invite you, wherever you are in the world, to finish, I guess, with today. Remember, prosperity consciousness, the joyful expression of life, just like nature, the sense of expansiveness, the joy of being, and the sense of abundance in all things is actually your birthright.
Yeah. We will add the information in the comments.
Yeah. Thanks for being in my life.
Yeah, thanks.
See you soon. Bye, everyone. We hope this contributed to you.
Yeah.
Bye.